My name is Jay Lee. I'm the chef and owner of No One in East Village, a Korean-American pocha. And I'm here today to cook for you cheese corn, or in Korean, MUNCHIES. I'm gonna grab some corn here. We shuck them first because we're gonna boil them first, and then we're gonna fire roast them. Traditionally, you find this in Korean restaurants and they don't fire roast the corn. It's something that I learned from my former chef, Chef Floyd Cardos. Rest in peace, I love you. The water's boiling now. Gently place them into the pot of boiling water. Corn has boiled now for about 4 to 5 minutes. We boil this to bring out some of the natural sweetness in the corn. I think this helps when you're fire roasting. So we're gonna pull them out one by one. So what we're looking for right now is the corn kernels to look very vibrant, and it needs to look almost glazed and plump. In my family growing up, we would just steam the corn and just eat it that way. No butter, no salt, and just eat it that way. When you get to the cob, we'll just like suck on the cob because it tastes like intensely sweet. So that's my true childhood memory growing up. And we're gonna take this over to the stove and we're gonna fire roast them. If you have a backyard and you have a backyard grill, do it over the grill. If you don't, you can do it right over your stove. But we're gonna grill them. So we're gonna take them, place them right on the grill. Don't be scared to get them pretty charred. It's really fine. Put it right over the fire. Look at that. You hear it? You hear it crackling? Listen to it. You want it to crackle like that. That's a good sound. You get more of a controlled charring from the grill because of it's like an even heat spread. With the open fire roasted method over the stove, you get more aggressive char. Picked up some color. You notice how this corn, I left this top part on. And I do this so I can have a little handle to hold on to. When I cut it, I won't cut my finger off. All right, so I just balance the end of the corn on top, and I just hold the head of the corn, and I just work my way around using a knife. My top 3 ways to eat corn, I would say one way is simply just boiled or steamed. Another way is like a salad, if you made like a corn salad dressed with like some sort of vinaigrette. And the third way is probably like in a seafood setting, almost like in a boil setting. I really love that. Old Bay, garlic, butter, lemon, parsley, like those, I love eating corn that way too. Oh my God. Damn, that corn is so sweet. So we shucked all the corn. We are left with this, but you can also take this and you can add it into a pot of boiling water and just let it boil and simmer for about 1 hour, and you're left with corn stock. Now you can take that stock and use that stock to make things like grits or even cook rice into it. It's what restaurants do. It's their way of extracting more of the corn flavor into a dish. And now we're gonna make pickled red onions. So we're gonna take rice wine vinegar, add it to a pot, add 2 cups of water, kosher salt, granulated sugar, zest of 1 lemon, ginger here. Take about 1 inch worth with the skin on. All right, so here I have a cheesecloth here, dried red chili, star anise, black peppercorn, ginger. Okay, throw the whole thing in. Now we're gonna bring it to a boil. I'm using red onion today because that's what we use in the restaurant. I think the color contrast from the yellow corn to the red onion is just more visually more appealing. But honestly, you can use white onion, Spanish onion, Vidali onion, it doesn't really matter. This pickle is definitely not traditionally in cheese corn. I wanted to do a variation of elote in a Korean cheese corn style. We're small dicing the onion. If it's uneven a little bit, that's okay. All right, we're gonna add this into the bowl. Beautiful. Make sure you include the spice bag in. Now we're gonna make our funky mayo, or our tenang mayo. But in order to make that, we have to make our miso sauce first. So we're gonna add mirin, which is a sweet rice wine. It is alcoholic, and we wanna burn the alcohol off. We have 2 types of soybean paste here. One's a Japanese version called shiro miso, which is white miso. And then we have a Korean soybean paste called tenang. Now the mirin is boiled, that happened really fast. I'm gonna light it up. Oh, as soon as it burns off, that's it. It burnt off that fast. Let me add the Korean miso first, because I'm Korean. Okay, add all that in. Then the Japanese miso goes in, whisk it. All right, now here we have Japanese mayo or QP mayo. I'm gonna take 2 teaspoons of the sauce in. Squeeze the lime, half of lime in. Now let's blend it. All right, that looks pretty good to me. Delicious. Now we're gonna make our Korean tahin. So we have Korean red chili flakes. So Korean red chili flakes in Korean is gochugaru. Gochu means chili, garu means flake. And then here we have tahin, spelled T-A-J-I-N. This is a Mexican seasoning you can find in most, I would say, grocery stores. It's basically dehydrated lime powder and Mexican chili. Very acidic and lends a helping hand to a lot of dishes, and mix the two together. Everything's complete. All we have to do is build. Add all the corn into the bowl. We're gonna add the pickled red onion. But I'm gonna add all the mayonnaise in. All right, so a classic corn cheese in Korea, they don't go this far to make pickled onion and this mayo sauce and adding basil and they don't do any of that. It's just corn in a skillet with cheese on top. That's really just what it is. But I just saw it as like a lost opportunity to like add more, create even a more thoughtful dish. You can't tell me that doesn't look delicious. Already it looks so good. So we're making a crazy amount because we're gonna take some of it and eat it cold. We're gonna stick it into a fridge and eat it cold. And the other half we're gonna turn into corn cheese. So this dish is versatile. I'm gonna add a touch of kosher salt into this. I've never seen basil this fresh. Slice it thin into ribbons. All the basil. Look at this. Doesn't this look beautiful already? So good. Oh my God. You can just eat that. Oh my God. This, and then put some of this on top. Put some Parmesan on this, eat it cold. Lime wedge, look, one dish done. I'm gonna take this corn. I'm not gonna add oil because mayo is made out of oil. You don't want more oil to be in the pan. That'll just make it greasy. Now on top of this, we're gonna add mozzarella. All the mozzarella cheese goes right over the top. Make sure it's a layer of it. Into the oven it goes at 500 until the cheese is melted. Ooh. All right. The corn cheese is ready. Oh, just be very careful not to burn your hands. Wow. To make it feel more like fancy, add some Parmesan. If you leave this in the oven for too long, because it's mayo-based, it'll just all separate and eat like a greasy dish, and you don't want that. And then the Korean tahin goes on top. You can serve this with some lime wedges, some middle part, the tender basil leaves from the center. Jesucristo. Chingon. That's amazing. The Parmesan, you're like, that's unnecessary? No, the Parmesan is definitely necessary. The highlight of the dish, the corn, the cheese, those are the true main characters in this dish, and everything else just supports it. It's amazing. Guys, to find the recipe to this dish, click the link below. Thanks for watching. Please come visit me at No One East Village. Thank you, New York. Let's stay strong.